Well, hello again everybody, and welcome back to the Cody's Radio Workshop. On the bench we have got, and it's not a Roberts or a Hacker or anything that you were expecting this time, it is a Freeplay Devo DAB digital radio with FM. Now the Devo's a DAB FM portable radio with a little bit of a kicker. It can be powered by a mains adapter or by its own internal rechargeable batteries. How is that a kicker, you ask? Because the batteries can be recharged with the adapter, or, if I just move this part out of the way now, by a built-in hand crank, an alternator essentially, which is operated by this fold-away winding handle. In DAB mode, the operating time allegedly, according to the website, which is way out of date now, they haven't produced these for a lot of years, is going to be a lot less than in FM. But having the ability to give the battery a boost with a winding handle might get you out of a sticky fix from time to time. It's got an analog FM tune-in. So when it's switched to FM, the screen doesn't light up at all. The screen only comes on in DAB mode. And even normally weak stations come through pretty well with this, even with the aerial down. The DAB section it's kind of a standard type with all the normal functions found on more expensive models, like the Evoke, the pure Evoke. There's 5 preset buttons, and the LCD panel, obviously, it's got a blue backlight, white characters, and a 2-line display. So why have I got this on the bench? Well, I bought this because I haven't got one. I'm not a big fan of DAB, but I do go with the Freeplay ethos. It has a built-in battery. And that is the crux of why I'm showing it on here today. If I switch this on to DAB and then switch the set on, you watch the screen very carefully. Nothing. Little pop and then nothing. If I switch it on to FM and just give it a couple of seconds wind, like that. So that was only a few seconds, so now it's on FM. Nothing again. Switch off. Shall we wind it a little bit longer this time? And a bit more aggressively. Let's give that a go. Ready? There. So as you can see, it does work and it does charge, but I've had it plugged in, I've used the cranking handle, and it's not holding a charge, so we need to change the internal battery. Now, I didn't know until I'd received this what sort of battery it had got in it. I have already had a look in the back to find out what it is, and that is the crux of the problem with this one. The internal battery is completely shot. Doo-doo. Knacked. Had it. Call it what you will. But it needs changing out. So that's what we're going to have a look at. It does say on the label on the back, Freeplay Energy for Life. FreePlayEnergy.com, made in China. And it also says that the rechargeable NiMH nickel metal hydride battery must be recycled or disposed of properly. Now, that's all well and good, but I really do wish they'd put some sort of battery compartment on the back that was user accessible, because in the main, a lot of people aren't going to do this. They're not going to pop a screwdriver in and take the back off, because in there be demons. But we will. Well, I will. You're just along for the ride, and this is just to help anybody out there that's actually got one of these, and it's got a similar sort of problem. It only works when it's plugged in, which goes against everything that it ever stood for. I think this came out in around about 2008, and this popped up on eBay, and it was pretty cheap, and it's not one that I've got. I do have a few Freeplay radios, you know, the clear ones. I have got an actual clear one, a translucent red one, and also a translucent green one. I haven't got a translucent blue one, so if anybody wants to know what to buy me for Christmas, there you go. Do check with me first though, because you never know, I might end up with one for my birthday. So there's all 4 screws out. And prise the back open really gently, because everything's on ribbons, as you can see there, and they're all pretty snug and it's pretty tight in there. Flick it round to this side, because this is where the battery's at, and remove that battery pack, but we can't. That is also wet, so I am guessing that these batteries have actually leaked. I'm going to take off these foam pads if I can, because I do plan to reuse those. Not a problem if they don't come off, because I've got some more foam pad. I'll just stick that down to the bench there and see if I can get the other one off. But yeah, as I've been trying to charge this battery, it's obviously leaked, and I can feel the greasiness. Now, this battery is also handily soldered to the circuit board. I've had a look at this, and I believe that I can get to it as it is at the moment without too much of a faff, because I hate faff. Faff no good. Easy is what I like. So I'll just wet the tip of the soldering iron, and we will see. I keep saying we, you know what I mean. I will see if I can get this off. Oh yeah, that's definitely a no more tears solder joint. Nice and easy. And the negative, which for my own reference is the furthest one away, because I don't actually know if it's marked on the board. And that is the battery out. So that says it's a Shida NIMH nickel metal hydride AA 2000 milliamp hours at 7.2 volts. Now these things are available, so if I just pop that there so you can see that one, what I have got is this one, which is nickel metal hydride AA but 2400 milliamp hours at 7.2 volts. This has a different type of connector on it. I'm hoping these wires are going to be long enough if I just take off that connector, and I'll pop that in. Now this battery came from an old appliance which was a Next based TV. I think it was a 10-inch TV suitable for putting in a car, but the screen was smashed on it, so I robbed it for the sum of its parts, and this tested as a good battery. I am guessing that this battery will not test as a good battery, and we'll put that theory to the test soon enough. So let me just have a look and see if I can slide this battery into there. I mean, this will be a short enough video, and whether the lead length will be sufficient, and it will. So now I need to make sure that it closes. So the last thing I want to find is that this battery pack is just ever so slightly too portly to go in and play nice, which is what I've just found now, unless I've got that at the wrong angle. There we are, it's in. Yep, that will fit. So again, prise that open. Now, I did say that I would chop off that connector. If I can find where on earth I've put my snips. There they are. You've got to be super careful when you're dealing with these sorts of batteries, because you don't want to short the terminals out at all. I'll pop off the negative, pop off the positive, and just keep them separated. We'll take off some insulation off the very end of the wire. I know a lot of you out there will know exactly what I'm doing and how easy it is, but there will be some people out there that I dare say that have got one of these, and I mean they were built, as I say, in 2008, so the battery packs aren't going to be much cop, but if somebody wants to rejuvenate it, it is possible, and not at too great an expense. I've looked at these battery packs online, Amazon and such places have them around about £8, £10, so it is still quite a capable radio. I mean, what do you want a radio to do? You want to listen to it, don't you? And that's about it. And as I've previously mentioned about the winding handle, you know, if you're in an area, you know, if you take it camping or something and your battery dies, you know, what else are you going to do while you're camping? You can just sit there and wind up your radio, can't you? Or your wife, or whoever you want you can wind up. It might wind your wife up if she's expecting to listen to the radio and it doesn't work, so let's get a battery pack fitted. So the negative was the furthest away, making sure not to short those two, and I'll flick that back round to there. I've already tinned the wires, so as long as I am super careful and don't catch that ribbon, this should go on like a dream. Normal service, by the way, for all of you people out there expecting the robots and stuff, will be resumed pretty shortly. I've got more robots to get on with, but sadly, with things as they are, a little bit of life really has got in the way, and it's meant that I've had to divert my attentions to other things. But the love, the passion and the history, and you know, it's all still there. So that is the battery pack in. Now before I close it back up, very obviously what I want to do is try it.
The next song we shall play, requested by
There we
Caroline,
go.
just seems
Hand
very
on dab.
appropriate and quite...
Screen's on. Freeplay driven, it says on there. Oh, and it's already tuned into 5 Live with the aerial down.
It's Everton against Manchester City.
And the football's on. So yeah, that's fantastic. That works. So let's now get the battery pack slid back into its home inside. Oh, I did say, didn't I, that you nearly let me forget then. I might have had to put you all on the naughty step for that. I need to put these foam pads back in, because I'm guessing that stops some kind of vibration in the back of the battery compartment, which is there. And then I need to line up those 2 channels now, because I've pulled those all the way out. That's that one in, and I believe the other one's in. See if I can... oh no, I missed it. There we go, you see. I didn't get the other rubber strip in properly. There, that is back together. So now I'll just bob the screws back in. as I say, short video this one, but it's nice to be able to actually sit down and get through one of the jobs that I've wanted to do for ages. Because if the opportunity comes where we can go out again, and I need a relatively small radio for taking out and about, and just pop this one in to the bag or into the van, and away we go. I mentioned earlier about the specs for the battery and for actually charging this set. If you give this a 1 minute wind, I think that's pretty good for about, probably a minute or two on DAB at the most. But on FM, if you give it a wind for a minute, I think it'll give you about 5 minutes out of it. So let's make sure that it's all working now. It's back together, and then I think we're almost done.
Abilities forecast from.
And on to DAB again. This should pop up on 5 Live. DAB tuning. Don't know yet how to reset it, but let's try and find a different. Let's try classic. Is it going to work, or is it going to need? No, it's going to need retuning. So I'll go for menu, manual tune. No, it's not that one. Manual tune. Station order, manual tune. It's not that one.
Barnsley putting the ball out of play. Anderson, as it came to him, just volleyed it straight out for a throw. I think Gilmore and Kante do what they do.
Left, right, or select.
Did okay. Not seeing a lot of moving upwards in a die. No end product. Pulisic, nothing. Zayek a couple of few touches.
Press select, confirm reset. There we go. So now while that's resetting, I'll pull the aerial up because it's going to want to do a proper scan again. That was super fast. So let's try radio 2. That's the fastest DAB scan I've ever had on a set. It has only picked up the BBC channels though, but that's probably a lot to do with what's going on here in the workshop. Let me get that aerial down. And then back up that way. Whoops. So, radio 3. So I've lost all of the extra channels there. Press select to confirm reset. We'll reset it again. Scanning. It's only picked up 10 in here. Scanning. This is the manual scanner button, I believe. So I'll just leave that to do its thing, but pull the aerial even further up. But yeah, it's a single speaker set, but it's got a stereo line input on the side, and RCA sockets and 3.5mm headphone socket. It's pretty good sound, to be honest. Yeah, I can't get that much down here. Let's go for radio 1. There we go. Yeah, pretty good. Anyway, that's it. that's it for now. That's all that was a battery change. And I suppose the one thing that I haven't tried before we go is to make sure that when I turn that, the charge light comes on, and it does. So yeah, that's another job done that I've been meaning to get round to for a little bit. And nice to be back.